There's a reason intelligent minds unsettle the world, not because they're louder, but because they see too clearly. They see the invisible chains that most people mistake for comfort. They see the illusions people cling to for meaning. And that kind of clarity is dangerous in a society built on distraction. We've all felt it, the quiet disconnection between what's real and what's celebrated. The world doesn't fear ignorance, it feeds it. But it fears those who question, those who refuse to follow the emotional herd, those who, like Marcus Aurelius once wrote, stand upright, not kept upright. The intelligent in this sense live by their own compass. They don't chase approval because they understand how fleeting it is. Society thrives on validation, on the dopamine of being seen, liked, and followed. But intelligent people, they withdraw from that noise. They don't need to be understood, only to understand. And that alone makes them unpredictable, untamable. You see, the masses survive by conformity, by aligning with what's popular, safe, and emotionally comforting. But intelligence is rebellion disguised as reflection. It questions the traditions that no one else dares to challenge. It sees through empty rituals of morality and asks why. And every time an intelligent person asks why, they threaten the structure that holds ordinary life together. That's why society ridicules thinkers. It's easier to mock what you can't control. Seneca warned, "To be wise is to be at odds with the world." Wisdom isn't glamorous. It isolates you. It forces you to see truth in a world addicted to lies. The intelligent often walk alone, not because they reject people, but because few can survive at such depth without losing themselves. And so they become misunderstood. Their silence is mistaken for arrogance, their calmness for coldness, their refusal to engage for weakness. But what they're truly doing is mastering the one war that matters. The one within. They no longer fight for attention, they fight for clarity, for peace. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And that is where the fear begins. Society depends on people who are easily swayed, who can be manipulated by pleasure and pain, praise and blame. But intelligent people break this pattern. They don't react. They respond. They don't beg for control. They possess it. Their detachment unnerves others because you cannot manipulate someone who needs nothing. You cannot enslave a mind that finds strength in solitude. You cannot shame a person who understands that reputation is a shadow, not substance. This is why intelligence, true intelligence, looks dangerous. It's not measured by knowledge, but by restraint. By the ability to face chaos without losing composure. It's emotional control that terrifies people, not intellectual superiority. The Stoics called this apatheia, not the absence of emotion, but the mastery of it. The ability to feel deeply and still remain unmoved by the irrational impulses of others. But make no mistake, this mastery comes with pain. The intelligent suffer quietly. They feel the weight of existence more acutely. They see how humans destroy themselves through greed, ego, and self-deception. Yet they don't despair. They transform that pain into insight, and that insight into strength to the world. They look detached. To those who understand, they look free. So if you've ever felt out of place, if your silence has made others uneasy, if your refusal to engage in meaningless noise has been mistaken for arrogance, remember this. It's not that you don't fit in. It's that you've outgrown the illusions that keep others asleep. Society will always fear what it cannot control. And the one thing it will never control is the mind that thinks, questions, and endures. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's the quiet rebellion of the intelligent. Not shouting, not proving, just existing calmly, consciously, unshaken. And that is what truly terrifies the world. Their isolation is not loneliness, it's mastery of the self. People often mistake the solitude of intelligent minds for loneliness, but it is in truth the highest form of self-possession. Those who think deeply eventually learn that constant social interaction dilutes the strength of their own thoughts. They begin to crave silence, not because they dislike others, but because they've realized that peace is not found in noise, it's found in alignment. When you begin to see the truth beneath appearances, conversations lose their meaning. Small talk becomes unbearable. Pretending becomes exhausting. You start to feel what Seneca called the fatigue of the soul. The exhaustion that comes from spending energy on things that neither feed your mind nor strengthen your character. And so the intelligent withdraw, not in bitterness but in discipline. Society doesn't understand this kind of withdrawal. It interprets it as arrogance or detachment. But as Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul." Those who truly think know that solitude is not an escape. It's a return to the mind, to order, to truth. Deep thinkers live differently. While others chase comfort, they chase clarity. While others rush to be seen, they quietly observe. They understand that their energy is sacred, and they refuse to waste it trying to explain themselves to people who only listen to reply. They are not interested in being liked. They are interested in being free. And in that freedom lies their greatest strength. Because when you no longer depend on others for validation, you become immune to manipulation. When your happiness is built upon the inner citadel, the fortress of your own mind, no one can take it from you. Epictetus taught that no man is free unless he is master of himself. This is what deep thinkers embody. They may look distant, but they are more present than anyone else. They may appear detached, but they feel more deeply than most could bear. They've simply learned that true strength is quiet, that wisdom speaks softly, and that solitude is not a punishment, but a sanctuary. So when you see someone who doesn't rush to be everywhere, who chooses silence over attention, who seems comfortable alone, understand this: they are not lost. They are simply walking the harder path, the Stoic path, where the mind becomes the only companion worth mastering. Their calmness threatens the chaotic. There's something unsettling about a person who cannot be provoked. In a world addicted to reaction, the one who remains calm becomes a mirror, reflecting the insecurities and chaos of others. That's why intelligent and inwardly disciplined people often make society uncomfortable. Their silence exposes the noise. Their restraint exposes the weakness in those who seek power through control. Epictetus once said, "When someone provokes you, remember that it is your own opinion which provokes you." Most people cannot grasp this truth. They feed on attention, outrage, and noise. They mistake loudness for strength, when in fact it's only a cover for fragility. But those who live by inner reason, the true thinkers, are unshakable. They move through storms without flinching, and that composure silently challenges the world around them. Society fears those who cannot be manipulated by emotional chaos, because such people can't be easily sold to, controlled, or shamed into conformity. Their values are not dictated by trends, and their emotions are not toys for public entertainment. As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it. Deep thinkers embody this stillness. When insulted, they don't respond with fury, they observe. When pressured, they don't rush, they calculate. And when the crowd runs toward the next distraction, they stay anchored in thought, watching the madness pass. This restraint is not a weakness. It's power in its purest form. Power over oneself. Get exclusive content and deeper insights. Join our membership today, link in the description. If this resonated with you, subscribe to Ignite to achieve more wisdom to guide your journey.